Hey, Jen Oliver here, day 2 of our core rehab challenge. So we are talking today a little bit about posture, and I'm going to teach you one of the first core rehab moves. So today I'm going to look at you sideways because I want you to think about your posture. So depending on where you're at postpartum, or if you're still pregnant, or where you're at in your journey, your body is going to have taken on many different places. And our spine and our whole pelvis and everything goes through so many different changes. So what I want you to think about is maybe standing or sitting in front of a mirror and looking at your posture. Are you sticking out your chest and your ribs are pushing out? Are you rounding your shoulders as usual from typing or looking at your phone or reading or driving? Where is your body situated? Because these muscles and the ligaments, depending if you're breastfeeding, are very lax, and things change and muscles get really kind of not working right when we're pregnant. So it's really important to ask, what is my posture about and where do I need support, right? There's a lot of back exercises posturally that can help you open up, which most of us need because, like I said, we're hunched doing stuff. But if you think about it, it really helps if you have a strong core and a strong posture, especially around your hips, thighs. Are your thighs engaged? Are your glutes engaged? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the pelvic tilt. So if you're lying down, I'm going to picture myself lying down today. So you're going to lie down with me. This is when we are going to start to look at the angle of our pelvis. You can start to look at how things go here. Am I feeling a tilt this way? Am I feeling a tilt this way? Do I have a big gap underneath my back? Or is my back flush against the ground? Are my ribs sticking out? Are my shoulders sticking out? Am I squeezing my glutes? What's going on? This is a good posture to practice your core breathing as well. So that core breathing from video 1, practice it lying down like this, because we're going to get into using that breath as we move. So this is the first opportunity. So this pelvic tilt, what you're going to do is you're going to think about being on your hips in a comfortable position. You're going to have a little bit of an arch in your back, not a huge arch, but you're not flush down because that's part of our tilt. We're going to be tilting that way. So I want you to think about getting just comfortably where you're feeling like you're on the back of your lower back, sort of like your sacrum, the end of your spine down at the back, and your hip bones at the side. So just comfortably closing your eyes again, breathing in. And starting to connect with that pelvic floor. Remember, lifting the blueberry, the pearl pull-ups, lifting as you exhale through your lips. Inhaling through your nose, expand. Relax the pelvic floor, then pick up the blueberry, pull it up. As you pull it up, start to tilt in your hips. This is just a pelvic tilt, so we call it a pelvic tilt. It starts to get a little bit more mobility in your spine. It just starts to wake up all the muscles, because like I said, our bodies go through so much while we're pregnant, while we're breastfeeding, while we're carrying extra weight, walking differently, our backs, our spines, our hips, pain, everything, right? So we're just trying to wake up the systems again. So these pelvic tilts are the #1 core rehab move you can do to start moving at the same time as doing your core breathing, which is about rehabbing and reconnecting the brain and the pelvic floor. So what you do is you do 15 reps of this. As you did with your core breathing, sitting up, you can start to do these here, putting your hand on your belly, on your lower belly, so you start to connect with your TVA. So inhale, expanding into the lower rib cage, expanding into the diaphragm, relaxing the pelvic floor, then pick up the blueberry, pull up the pearl, pull the floor up, and exhale. So you're just going to keep doing those pearl pull-ups, core breathing while you're here, and each time you're tilting your pelvis a little bit, and it initiates from here, from pulling up. Pull and squeezing like a belt across your belly. The end of that core breath is you're pulling up your pelvic floor and you're tightening a belt around your lower hips, right in front of your hip bones, right here, nice and lower down. Here's your belly button, here's across your hips. Really sealing this up, and you're tilting your pelvis a little. So from your posture, you're having that natural arch in your back, and you're tilting your pelvis. And you're tilting your pelvis. You can do these standing as well, but it's about warming up that whole area and waking up the core, okay? So check your posture. Get someone who is educated, who knows about posture, to check you to see if your plumb line looks straight up and down, because plumb line is sort of that central line that runs from the top of your head down, and you want it to all be aligned, or else if you're not aligned, you might feel like something's off, okay? So get someone to check you. Check your posture and try those pelvic tilts, okay, to wake things up. See you tomorrow for day 3.